Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I am Hardiana from PBIB 2018. In this video, I want to explain about written discourse. In reading a text, maybe we will experience two things. The first one, we can easily understand the content of the reading a text, and the second, we may be confused to know or understand the meaning of the reading a text. Maybe it could happen because the text was not written accordance with the standard rules of writing effective text. As for the Christians, as a rule, when writing according to MC Sharti, there are four questions. The first is what norms or rules do people adhere to when creating written text? The second is the text structure according to recurring principles. The third is there a hierarchy of units in written text? And the last is, are there conventional ways of opening and closing text? So, to answer these questions, discourse analysis plays an important role as it provides insight to help teachers teach their students skills in writing coherent and easy to read a text. Text is written not only to show a sequence of sentence formed by using certain vocabulary and grammar rules, but also to convey functions in sentence formed by a combination of word forms, grammar, expressions, and meanings, and as well as context or situation or environment that is carry the intention to convey in discourse. And the scope of discourse analysis in written discourse focuses on discussing coherence, cohesion, and text patterns as an effort to provide an understanding of the relationships between text and social situations, and how written discourse should look and sound. Keiko states that written discourse analysis can be carried out into two ways. They are carrying out microanalysis and macroanalysis. Microanalysis focuses on analyzing vocabulary and grammar, including cohesive relationships and grammatical regularity in a particular text. Meanwhile, macroanalysis investigates the organization of text, such as patterns and types. So, lexical and grammatical aspects, as well as aspects of textual patterns, are very important to teach English to students. Also, we conducted a discourse analysis of several written texts to explain how the application of the principles of cohesion and coherence helps teachers to teach students to write texts that are easy to read and coherent. From this analysis, he shows that having knowledge of cohesion and coherence in terms of understanding grammar and lexical device and text patterns can improve what is expected in reading text, that is, text legibility and the skills to write coherently. Okay, next move to the cohesion and coherence in written discourse. Cohesion refers to the way in which the text is bound by linguistic devices, such as grammar and vocabulary, to organize the meaning relationship within the text. In this case, the text can be said to have coherence if the sentence that forms it are constructed in orderly manner so that the reader can understand the text. According to the Ratio's opinion, the more coherent sequence of sentence, the better they are understood. because cohesion is formed by a combination of grammar and vocabulary. Halliday and Hassan analyzed text using two sets of grammar and lexical device, but are referred to as cohesive device. There are two main discussions in this video. They are a grammatical device and lexical device. The first is grammatical device. Grammatical device can be understood as a device that is used to create a coherence in a text, which this device can be referred to as grammatical cohesion. The grammatical cohesion consists of four types. They are reference, substitutions, ellipsis, and conjunction. And reference is an action that refers to someone or something in a discourse. Reference is a relation in the sense of meaning or semantics. Reference can be personal, demonstrative, and comparative, which serve as a cohesive bond. There are two types of referential device that can create a cohesion. They are endophoric and exophoric reference. To point outward the text is known as exophoric reference. Exophoric reference, which presents the language pinpointing to the external context, whereas to point inward the text is known as endophoric reference. In endophoric reference, which links the message to its textual context, it contains the meaning that is repetitive in the text. And the second, substitution. Substitution is a type of cohesive device which is used to replace one item in a text with another in the other text. Substitution is a relation in terms of the wording or grammatical. The third is ellipsis. Ellipsis is a type of grammatical cohesion in the form of the omission or impregnation of certain lingual units that have been previously mentioned. The lingual element or unit that is applied to it can be in the form of word, phrase, clause, or a sentence. There are three types of ellipsis. They are nominal ellipsis, verbal ellipsis, and clausal ellipsis. Nominal ellipsis is the omitting of a part within the nominal phrase. In other words, nominal ellipsis is indicated by the shift of the modifier status toward the head status of a nominal phrase. And a verbal ellipsis is the omission of a part in the verbal group. Ellipsis, which forms a cohesion bond, refers to one or more words of a verbal group that has been mentioned previously. And then the ellipsis of the clause that forms a cohesion bond is contained in the answer the sentence to the questions which requires a yes or a no answer, or yes no questions, and the questions we have questions. The ellipsis of the clause contained in the question sentence which requires yes or no answer is indicated by missing all parts of the sentence it refers to. And the last is conjunction. Conjunction is a word or group of words that function to connect two of the same grammatical construct. They are word, phrase, or clause. This word or word group can be divided into coordinate, correlative, subordinate, and adverbial conjunction. The first is the coordinate conjunction. The coordinate conjunction consists of for, and, nor, but, or, yet, and so, or can be called it fun boys. This conjunction is often used in compound sentence to connect two independent clauses. For example, I love running and swimming. In this sentence that have a conjunction that is and the second is correlative conjunction. Correlative conjunction is used in pairs to show the relationship between ideas expressed in different parts of a sentence. For example, between and, both and, either or, neither nor. For example, both Diana and Rizka are currently taking English class. Okay, next is subordinate conjunction. Subordinate conjunction is a conjunction that is at the beginning of subordinate clause called an adverbial clause, which functions to build an ideal relationship between the subordinate clause and the main clause, or in the form of an independent clause, which forms a complex sentence. There are 8 types subordinating conjunction. They are conjunction of concession, condition, comparison, reason, relative adjective, time, manner, and place. That is the form of subordinate conjunction. You can see in this form. And then, for example, I will call you when I get home. And the last for the conjunction, that is conjunctive adverb. Conjunctive adverb is an adverb or adverbial phrase that can logically connect two consecutive independent clauses, like also, besides, furthermore, moreover, however, in spite of, nonetheless, and so on. For example, I was up all night and therefore I fell asleep at my desk. Okay, for the final or the last discussion is the lexical device or lexical cohesion. Lexical cohesion is a linguistics device which helps to create a unity of text and discourse. In contrast to grammatical cohesion, lexical cohesion is phoric cohesion that is established through the structure of the lexis or vocabulary, and hence like a substitution at the lexical grammatical level, or lexical cohesion is the cohesive effect achieved by the selection of vocabulary. The meaning or the definition of lexical devices relate to the idea in the text. The data shows the kinds of lexical device and the reference of lexical device related to the idea. A lexical cohesion has two major types. They are reiteration and collocation. The first, reiteration. Reiteration is a form of lexical cohesion which involves the repetition of a lexical item at one end of the scale. The use of general word that refer back to a lexical item at the other end of the scale, and a number of things in between. The use of synonym, near synonym, or superordinate. There are several kinds of lexical devices in reiteration. They are repetition, synonym, hyponym, metonym, antonym, and general nouns. And then the last is collocation. Collocation is a combination of two or more words that form a term. Collocation can be made from combination of verb, noun, adjective, and so on. There are 6 main types of collocations. The first, adjective plus noun. The second, noun plus noun. Third, verb plus noun, and adverb plus adjective, verb plus prepositional phrase, and verb plus adverb. Okay guys, maybe this is all that I can explain about written discourse. Thank you very much, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.